Yeah. Okay, well, good. Okay, well, we are live. Hello, world. Good evening. As I promised in the morning, and the boys accepted, we are doing a very real live, real talk show. I don't know how long it's going to last, and we're around the table. It would be me and each of the boys, and I'll just ask them questions I've had in my mind all along, and I think they've also had some of their own, and they may ask me some questions too. It's all about my relocation. Well, we're starting with my leaving them, and since it's been 5 years, and I'm really feeling emotional about it and celebrating it. I want to know from them how they live the whole of that experience and what it's meant for them that we've been together and everything. And so I'm starting with Gabi. Gabi is tired somehow, but I hope he's going to. Gabi, you're hungry. You know that there was food in the house, right? So why didn't you eat? Huh?
I was not hungry at that time.
Please, Gabi, speak well now so people can hear.
I was not hungry at that time.
Okay, well, can we just do, how many minutes are we doing together?
5.
You do 5 minutes. Okay, Gabi is going to do 5 minutes. Do you have any questions for me? You're sure? Gabi, can you remember when I left? You were small, but can you remember? How were you feeling at that time?
Unconscious.
Huh?
Unconscious.
Unconscious?
I was still small. I was not understanding anything.
Okay, so you did not really like miss me, but did you just notice like I wasn't there anymore? But you never asked anybody?
It's like 2 times I asked when you come back.
When we started talking on the phone. But do you remember there was a time when I came for holidays and we met somewhere in town in December? Can you really remember? How were you at that time?
I was happy.
Yeah, that is true. You were very happy, Gabi. And you remember you even had some pictures that you had kept with you. Why did you keep those pictures?
Which one?
Remember your picture and my picture with their daddy and some pictures like that.
To remember, it's mostly because of those pictures. That was not too much thing. I knew that you come back one day, so when I was having those pictures, I was having every time I was looking at them.
When did you remove them from the album?
1 week after I went.
Really? Wow, Gabi, that was great. Gabi kept some pictures, so when everything else was blown up, at least there were still those pictures. Wow. And Gabi was like 2 years at the time, because I left in May. Gabi turned 2 in July. So 1 week after I left, he was not yet even 2, and he could remove those pictures. Wow, Gabi. And so, okay, when I came back, you remember I used to come and visit people at Denver Plaza, right? And in your school. How did you feel at that time?
I was happy.
And even though they were saying all kinds of things, how did you feel?
Oh, I don't know.
You did not really care about those things. Just like you told me the other day, you love your father as he is, right? So you love me too at that time as I was. All those things did not matter to you. So it's not important to be talking things to children, trying to blackmail the other parent, because they don't really, some, like Gabi has said, seriously, it doesn't tie on them, it doesn't get to them. So, I mean, wow, this is really interesting to learn. And that was the same experience for me. It was like, there's nothing you can tell me about the other person that is going to make me stop loving the other person. It's maybe even going to make me start to think like, you are not correct, there's something about you and stuff like that. Just ignore Ella. She's having her time, having her great time. Have you not giving her a big bone? So I mean, now that we are living in this house together, it's been like since 2016, right? How have you been feeling?
Happy.
Why?
When I came, I had some friends.
You had some friends. Yeah, but in a White House, you did not have friends.
I had friends.
Okay. What has Now that with the virus, you're no more seeing those friends and everything. What has changed?
Nothing.
I'm trying to focus on our relationship, you and I. Remember during your birthday, we had all of this conversation there at Cafe Vienna, but now we are live and you are going to do this. How is it?
Nice.
What do you like about it?
The whole, my brothers, sisters, almost everything.
Almost everything, and with me in particular.
Everything, but sometimes I don't like when you're angry.
You don't like when I'm angry. What do I do when I'm angry?
Shout and punish.
I punish.
Sometimes.
Which better punishment? Which is the biggest punishment I've given you in this house, Gabi?
Grounding.
Eh?
Grounding.
Grounding. And that one pains you. Auntie. Okay, well, if you don't want to be grounded, then, well, you try your best, right? Okay, well, if it's only grounding, not bad now. So what thing do you want to tell children whose parents maybe separate and whose mothers travel and all of those kind of things? Because why we are doing this is also so that some other people may see and think about their own situations. You never know. And maybe some mothers are so torn in their heart, like, I'm away from my children, what are these children going through, all of that. It might not be the same thing, but they may listen to you and think like, oh, what?
I don't have any idea.
You don't have anything to say to them and to the mothers.
Let them think of, let them not just forget the children. They have to think about them.
I used to try to call, but there were times when I would call and I was not allowed to talk to you people. Did you ever feel that when I was staying before calling like that, it meant that I forgot you people? Okay. And I used to even write to you people, but sometimes it was difficult to send the letters, even by email. Were there a few times where you even saw any of them, or they showed you any?
No.
They didn't show you any. Okay, well, Gabi, any final? Bye. Go and eat now. Okay, Dave. Hello, Dave.
Ma.
It was even Dave's idea. Dave, this your hair has grown on. It's like a forest. Even the line is almost showing. How far?
Fine.
You were the bigger one when I left, right? So just stop. Tell me your feelings, your emotions, your reactions, all of that.
Oh, not a disaster when Mama left because life has gone on and my sister Ines taught me that I could write her letters that they will send to her. Then when she went, we continued. We had our second mother, Mama Sivi, there. She was taking good care of us. We were sending letters and receiving some. Maybe that will give us the phone that these are messages she's greeting, and maybe I will send her some letters that I can even see in the computer. She has saved them. She took a picture, then saved them in one folder.
The piracy on.
When she came back around, she was fighting to get us back because it wasn't really great, because it was not easy to her to have us back in the house. So we had conversations, we had quarrels, we had a little bit of abuse, but after all we have arranged again and we have made a family. Even though we have some little misunderstandings, we always find out a way. But till then, till 2016 and 2020, life has been good since Mama was back because she has been taking good care of us. Even if Gabi said that it's not good when she's shouting and when she's angry, maybe it's true, maybe not, because we too, we don't have to make her to feel angry. But life is still going on and life is a gift. We should not take it for granted. It's not because Mama was not there that we should have put the blame on her, or maybe we shall put the blame on Daddy. But till then, we are still having a good life with Mama since she's back.
So when I left like that, it wasn't. How was it really difficult for you? Did you miss me? Because they even changed you from English to French, right? So I really want to just understand. I remember that you people, Alain stayed in Bonaberry and you people came to Bonamusali. So I want to know, like, how was that experience for you? Because before we started writing letters, it took a while. It's not like immediately I left, we started writing letters. So, for example, the first 7 months, right, before I came back in December, we did not talk. We did not write no letters.
Yes.
Did you even see Alain during that period?
He came for my birthday and I was very happy for that
Uh-huh.
because the day we separated ourselves,
Uh-huh.
I felt very bad because I couldn't imagine that my brother is going to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Then who is going to take care of him without knowing that it was grandma?
Uh-huh.
That when will we see us or when will we go and meet him?
Uh-huh.
I felt very angry for that years. I was very angry home and people were seeing because I couldn't imagine that they left him there
Mm-hmm.
without me knowing or without even telling that the brother is going to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
I felt very angry by that period.
You were angry with who?
Ah, with everybody in the house because we were all together there, but I was not there.
Uh-huh.
That was a very bad part of the time.
How did you deal with that anger?
I continued knowing that Anne will come. My auntie told me that Anne will come, so I felt a bit happy for that. And again, when he came the day of my birthday, I was very happy for his visit.
Were you angry with me at any point?
No, because I was when I was going to see grandma, she told us some stories about when you people were together and how we have been managing life till then. So I was not very angry.
And so that's why when I came back that December, you remember when you people came to Bonaberry and they told me a different thing about your school. Is that why you told me the truth? You remember that time? Or you cannot remember? When you told me that you people were going back to Wafo and not to Emergence.
Yes, I remember that.
You remember? What made you to tell me the truth that time?
I don't want you to know because I said to myself that it wouldn't be good if one day you decide to come and visit also Emergence, then they tell you that there is no Ngamutaku there. I put myself in your place and I said that I will be very angry with that. So I just told.
Okay, so overall it's a good thing that I came back.
Yes.
Right? Wow, that's so great. And I'm so happy that we have the relationship that we have, right?
Yes.
And so what can we tell other mothers in particular who may not be with their children for one reason or the other and who don't really know how the children feel? Is it like, should they talk to the children? Should they keep praying for the children? Should they just keep believing that all is well even if they cannot really communicate with the children?
For the mothers, I have just few things to say. We always say that you are learning on somebody's by not by his word but by his by his actions. So if you keep going on with life, if you think that where you are is good and if you even may forget about your children, just know that your children as they are growing up they will be learning words and they will be learning meaning of things in life. So when you be staying away from your children, they will point you because they say that if today I cannot manage my family it's because my mother she didn't give me the good example. And we learn a person by his action. If your mother couldn't talk to you, then you see that my mother was a very selfish person. She was taking her time for her. She was not with me. She was not looking for me.
And so after everything, it's also good to have such conversations, right?
Yes.
To really know the real feelings and to address all of these things, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you, my guy. Okay, Alain is going to come now. Alain, the biggest guy. And David, go and sit there so you can take the phone from Alain. Well, what David is saying is very important, and I really want to tell my
On va bouger ça l'éteint. On fait pas ça. Arrête.
David is doing something technical. David, how high is that thing?
Is it like it?
David, that thing can fall. Dave.
That thing can fall.
David.
The papa so risky.
Okay, well, so yeah, I'm with Alain. I don't know if David is that thing looking at both of us. Come on, Dave. Everybody know for you. You go for us now. Well, how much time do we have? Okay. Alain is the biggest guy. How far? How did you feel when I left?
When you left, I did not even know.
Come closer, David.
When I left, I did not know. Because after a couple of months that they told me, and I'm sure they also told David that you had gone to Belgium and you are going to stay there for long.
I've gone to.
That you had gone out
Uh-huh.
to Europe and you're going to stay there for long. That you went there for studies.
Uh-huh. But you remember that before I left, I had been telling people that I was going to go. You did not really understand that.
No, I don't think I can remember that.
Really?
Yeah.
But at least you know how the atmosphere was and you knew that I was not happy.
Yes. It's my bad.
Okay. So at least that part you could understand.
Yeah.
Okay. And then now when their dad came to take them and you had to stay, how did you feel?
Very bad. Even more than any of them because if you can even ask the people that were in the house, I cried that whole night.
Yeah, Grandma told me so.
Yeah, I cried very bitterly because we had even packed our clothes, mine included, David and Gabriel included, into the car, and all for that when it's time to go, they're telling me I'm going to stay in the house. So I couldn't understand. All of them left without any second thought. I couldn't even understand.
And how did you gradually start to process all of that?
I'm not sure able to accept the fact. Grandma told me that from time to time I could call some of my friends to play in the compound and yeah, trying to get along.
And then we started writing to each other.
Yeah. We write through letters, we send Uncle to give to Uncle to send it through Gmail.
Through email, yes. Yeah. I have all my letters here. You still have your own.
Somewhere in there.
Okay, well, so and then growing up, going to Diamond, and me coming once in a while, and yet going back. How was that whole period too for you?
No, it was so great when you're coming back. When I remember when I was still younger, when you're coming, I was so happy. Every time you're coming back, and whenever you're going, at least I always ask you when you come back, out of excitement as usual.
And then when I came back now, and you were in Sepehat,
Yeah.
what made you want to come back home, not to stay in Sepehat? Was it because I had come or because you did not like Sepehat?
I cannot remember.
Huh?
I cannot remember.
Oh, you cannot remember. Okay. But there was a time when you also got very sick in the Sepehat.
Yeah.
And so how did you feel now when you came here? And we looked for the house together. Remember the woman told me that I should take this house.
Yeah.
Why?
It was better than the rest, and I saw some people that at least we could make friends with.
Ah. Okay, and so
But Musadi in general is because it's not too far from our last house there.
it was not super. Ah, you remember that house?
Yeah.
What do you remember about the house?
A lot. I had a lot of cassettes, CDC, a lot of films back there, and while we were living with the family now, with the Malaikas and all this.
Wow, and you had one special party once. I just threw a party, and some of your friends came from Kati. Can you remember? You cannot remember that time. And you had a bicycle that you carried in. So you can remember that one.
Yeah, okay.
There was even a picture in your album.
Yeah.
Okay, so now when we came down to this house and then we started to live, what has been the experience? I mean, just
Well, all being involved in, I mean, just starting from the house, this wall was not like this. So that's even one thing. I mean, the color of it wasn't like this. And as we've been going and going, we've been understanding each other. We've been seeing what has to be done, what has not to be done. We've been minimizing stealing waste within this house. We have also been minimizing the way we like leave plates, or the door is not locked, or somebody does not show the dustbin, or the house chores in general, or the grumbling and the shouting and all that. Like each person now knows his function inside the house.
And what do you think about our standard of living? Has it overdropped, or is it average, or I don't know. Remember that when I came back, we used to have a lot of salad, we used to have some things, some that, but gradually, I started introducing people to more moderate standards of living. Nobody has really complained so far. So I just wanted to know, like, you as the most adult, what do you think about that?
We had not a choice.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't a question of whether you wanted to eat, or it was a question of whether you eat or you don't eat. Nobody will force you if you don't eat. So we had no choice but to eat after all. Whether it was hot or, and as time was going, we're getting more into a variety of food. And well, back when where I was coming from, we did not have choice there also.
Okay. So it's like you just adapt as you go. So what advice can you give to other young people who have been separated from their parents, or maybe mothers in particular for some time, and what can they hold on to, and what can they think? Because some people are usually so bitter and angry, and they think that their mothers have let them down and stuff like that. But you have told us that you did not really look at it that way. Did you ever look at it that way? So what can you tell them?
The very first thing is to try your best to reach out to them. Since I don't think any parent will have the process of even getting pregnant and giving birth to you, and will just want to like abandon you. There is not a chance. It's very minute for that to happen. And so we should try our best and contact them, and always keep in mind that one day we'll get back together. Just as you used to tell us that one day we'll all be a family again.
Yeah, I remember I used to tell you that. Yeah. Although I was thinking that I would take you people over, and then well, it happened this way. I think that this is a great way, and that the parents will also try to keep in touch, and even in prayers or in letters and stuff like that. We really did it to my boy, and this is 5 years back. Okay, well, thank you everybody. You heard from the boys, and yeah, it's an emotional day for me, and it's the best decision I made, coming back, because I cannot imagine if I was out there and the pandemic caught me there. Man, I would have been crazy by now. So please, if you are out there and your children are here, it is emotional, but sometimes we think that the children don't feel, or they don't have, but they do. So if you really are in that situation, I would just advise you, or tell you, encourage you not to panic so much, and not to be so distraught and think that you have failed, you are a bad mom and stuff. It's not easy. I went through tough times too, but I hung on to my faith, and I told them that one day we'll be together. I wasn't really seeing it at that particular time, but I just kept believing it. And this is it. So and we'll be together and 5 years, and I thank God, and I thank all the angels on our path. And yeah, it's also about adapting. Don't be afraid to introduce new ways of living and bringing down the standards and all of that. The most important thing is what?
Staying connected now.
The most important thing is
staying connected with each other.
Staying connected with each other, and even now when the standards drop and drop and drop, what's the most important thing anyway?
Love.
Love, right? Harmony, serenity. That's so important, and for me that's so important. So sometimes we are chasing to provide, not knowing that what the children really want, what they really need, what we ourselves actually really need is this love, this serenity, this harmony, this connection. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, David. Thank you, Alain. Thank you, Gabi. Gabi is playing video game. What can I tell you? Okay. Bye-bye. God bless us all.